In a country where secrecy is the ultimate currency and power is absolute, one figure moves quietly yet shapes the destiny of millions. She rarely speaks publicly, yet her words and actions command attention across the globe. She is Kim Yo-jong, the younger sister of North Korea's supreme leader, Kim Jong-un, and one of the most powerful women on earth. In the secretive halls of Pyongyang, she is both a strategist and a shadow ruler, a figure whose influence rivals that of formal office holders and generals alike. She embodies the paradox of North Korea itself, omnipresent yet invisible, commanding loyalty through a combination of family lineage, ruthlessness, and propaganda mastery. Born in 1987 or 1988, Kim Yo-jong grew up in the epicenter of North Korea's ruling elite. Her father, Kim Jong-il, ensured that his children were raised with a clear understanding of the importance of dynasty, loyalty, and perception. From a young age, she was groomed for a life intertwined with power, observing firsthand the interplay between authority, media, and ideology that sustains one of the world's most secretive regimes. Her formative years included study in Switzerland, where she experienced life outside North Korea while living under an assumed identity, honing skills in discretion, observation, and political navigation that would later define her career. Upon returning to North Korea, Kim Yo-jong entered the Workers' Party of Korea, gradually assuming responsibility in the propaganda and agitation department. Her early work involved shaping the domestic narrative, ensuring that Kim Jong-un's rise and policies were consistently portrayed as infallible. She also became a key advisor on the regime's international messaging, demonstrating an exceptional understanding of how appearances, speeches, and carefully choreographed events could project strength to the outside world. Analysts suggest that it was during this period that she developed her reputation for both strategic brilliance and political ruthlessness. Over the 2010s, Kim Yo-jong's influence expanded rapidly. She became a central figure in North Korea's diplomatic maneuvers and international posturing. She played a highly visible role in the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea, a symbolic move that signaled both diplomacy and soft power. Later, she accompanied Kim Jong-un to the historic summits with U.S. President Donald Trump, becoming the face of a carefully controlled North Korean image. Her presence was not ceremonial, it was calculated, signaling that she was a political operator in her own right, capable of shaping messages and influencing outcomes at the highest level. Kim Yo-jong's formal titles, including Deputy Director of the Propaganda and Agitation Department and membership in the Central Committee of the Workers' Party, only partially reflect her true authority. Her power derives from her proximity to Kim Jong-un, her control over messaging, and her influence within the inner circles of the regime. Some experts suggest that she could serve as a regent or even a potential successor should unforeseen circumstances arise, underscoring her role as more than a mere sibling, but as a central figure in the dynastic power structure. She exemplifies the evolution of authoritarianism in the 21st century. Unlike classic dictators who rely on brute force, public executions, or military coups, Kim Yo-jong exercises control through information, perception, and strategic influence. She manipulates narratives to consolidate power, maintain loyalty, and shape both domestic and international perceptions of North Korea. Her power is subtle but pervasive, demonstrating that in modern authoritarian systems, influence often flows through proximity, messaging, and control over institutional and symbolic levers of authority. Her reach extends far beyond the borders of North Korea. Governments, intelligence agencies, and global media scrutinize her every statement, appearance, and gesture. She influences military postures, international negotiations, and internal power dynamics. She is a master of symbolism, a wave at a summit, a stern statement to South Korea, or a choreographed visit to a military installation can send messages as powerful as any missile test. In a regime built on secrecy and fear, Kim Yo-jong has become one of the few figures capable of shaping the narrative for the world and for her own citizens alike. Kim Yo-jong is not only the sister of a dictator, she is a strategist, enforcer, propagandist, and diplomat rolled into one. She controls messaging, reinforces loyalty, and can punish dissent without ever firing a shot. She has leveraged her education, strategic skills, and position within the ruling family to consolidate power in ways that rival some of the most notorious political figures of history. Analysts often point to her as the most significant female leader in modern authoritarian politics, a rare figure capable of wielding influence behind the throne in a highly patriarchal system. In the opaque world of North Korean politics, where titles are less important than proximity and loyalty, Kim Yo-jong stands out as a shadow power, quietly steering the course of a nation and shaping the global perception of one of the world's most secretive states. She proves that in the 21st century, authority does not always require a formal office. Influence, strategy, and the ability to control the narrative can make a person as powerful as any president, general, or monarch. Kim Yo-jong's story is a portrait of modern dynastic power, subtle, calculated, and impossible to ignore.